Okay, in today's lesson, we're going to be writing the middle of our story. We want to focus on writing about how Nara felt when she was travelling to and when she got to the island. And we're going to use our senses for this. This is something we've looked at in science. So thinking about what Nara could see, what she could smell, what she could hear, if she touched anything. I don't think she ate anything there, but you never know. Okay, include that detail in our story. This is going to be a really good opportunity to use the description and all those adjectives from last week's work, and you can use them again in this work to make your story brilliant. So looking at our plan, yesterday we did the first three pictures. Today we're doing this one and like half of this one. So we're going to be looking at the island. We're going to be using lots of description, telling people what Nora saw and what she could smell, what she could hear. And then we're going to talk about how she became a little bit worried about the noises. So we're talking about just before she met Aaron, because then we'll do the end part of our story tomorrow where she meets Aaron and she becomes relaxed and happy. So again, I've got an example of what a good middle of your story should look like. We excitedly jumped into the wooden boat and my dad started rowing us across the sea. We happily glided through the waves and I looked down into the water to find the big fish we hoped to find. The island had seemed small at first, but as we got closer, it got bigger and bigger. I stepped out of the boat onto the golden sand and went to explore the new island. What a spectacular island it was! I could not believe my eyes. All I could see in front of me was a thick forest of tall green trees. I slowly walked between them, stepping on huge branches which would make a cracking sound under my feet. The more I walked, the more I saw. I came across giant pink flowers which smelled beautiful. I listened carefully to the strange sounds of the island, and I started to wonder if I should have been there. The noises got louder and stranger, and I didn't want to be there anymore. What could I do? Okay, so we've just started to see the moods changing a little bit at the start. She's really excited, she can't believe her eyes. And at the end, she's starting to think, oh, was this such a good idea? Again, I've got my checklist of things here that we need. So we need capital letters. You know all about them now for the words I and all the starts of your sentences. Punctuation. So all the time we have our full stops. We might use a question and an exclamation. Let's see if I've used any in my writing. So, yep, right at the end, I've got a question. What should I do or what could I do? That's Nora thinking, oh, should I be here? What should I do? And as well, I've got an exclamation. What a spectacular island it was. So I'm surprised at how spectacular the island was. Remember, you can steal that idea if you want to. You could change the word spectacular to something else to make it your own. Finger spaces, again, you know how to do that now. You're coming into towards the middle of year one and year two. You all know you need your finger spaces to be the right size to help everyone read your wonderful writing. Conjunctions, okay, so again, for year one, it's that magic word and that joins two sentences together. If you're in year two, you might use words because, so, but, when. Okay, you're really good at using them words now. So make sure you use a range of them to keep your writing exciting. Adjectives, so are describing words, okay? My wooden boat, the big fish, the tall green trees, they're all your describing words. Remember, don't sit there trying to think of new ones. Get your work out from last week and use those ideas. Okay, you thought of brilliant descriptions about the island, so now you can do that again for today's work. And remember, talk about the senses. So I've talked about what she could see. So I said what we could see. I've also said what you could hear. So I said I listened carefully. Okay. And the smells, I said which they smelled beautiful. So thinking about the senses and how we can use that to help us to describe. We've got adverbs on there. So yesterday we didn't really use any, but today we have. So we excitedly jumped. I listened carefully. So they're words that you're telling me how you do something. Okay, so I listened carefully. I excitedly jumped. Okay, it just gives a bit more of an explanation and helps the readers understand what Nara's doing. It helps them picture it in their head. And of course, our niece handwriting. Keep that level of handwriting up because I know we're really impressed with what you've been doing at home. Okay, have a go at writing that middle part of the story. Don't go too far, just up to the bit before she meets Aaron, and then watch the next video to see how to write the ending. Good luck, everyone.